Hello and welcome back to the Dungeon of Terror. Today we're going to be talking about a movie I just recently watched, and I had a look at the trailer before, and I'm hoping to tell you all about the movie and what I thought of it. So please, if you want to find out my thoughts, what happens and exactly what this is all about, then please, if you're not a wimp, keep watching.
Please don't reset your TV, phone, or computer. What you're about to hear and see might shock you. It might make you think or feel something chilling. You might encounter the weird, maybe strange, perhaps even nasty. But you're now entering the Dungeon of Terror. The place where you can't escape.
Tonight, we are diving deep into one of the most bizarre, horrifying, and strangely romantic body horror movies of 2025, Together by Michael Shanks. It's a movie where love literally sticks in ways you won't forget. So settle in, grab some cursed cave water, and let's explore the nightmares that is Together. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about the overall feel of the movie. Together opens with a scene of quiet dread. The countryside is a beautiful scene, but it hides a creeping weirdness you can feel. The countryside is beautiful, but hides a creeping weirdness you can feel. Michael Shanks does a fantastic job of turning wide open fields and dense forests into something dark and chilling, almost suffocating. Dave Franco and Alison Brie, a real-life married couple, bring electric chemistry to Tim and Millie. You really believe them as lovers. That makes the horror more intense, because when their bodies start betraying them, it's not just gross and weird, it's emotionally afflicting. The sound design is incredible too. Right from the start of the film, fills you with attention and small eerie details of the creak of the cave dripping water, unnatural animal noises. You feel like something is off before anything horrific even happens. And the themes, grief, love, togetherness, are woven throughout. Even without spoilers, you can sense that the movie is not just about body horror. It's about how far we'll go to stay close to the ones we love, and what horror that might bring. Dave Franco and Alison Brie bring electric, believable chemistry to Tim and Millie. You feel them as lovers, and it makes the horror even more intense. When bodies start betraying themselves, it's emotional too. Okay, now time for the spoilers, and we're gonna have a story breakdown. So if you maybe have watched the movie already and want a reminder, or if you're maybe just wanting to know how the story goes, then yes, this is for you guys. If not, don't watch past here. Do not, warning, do not watch past here. The film opens with dogs in a cave drinking from a pool, and they start to fuse together in a horrifying wailing mess that immediately sets the tone of the world. Together is gross, uncanny and terrifying. Tim and Millie move to the countryside to escape grief and to reconnect. While hiking near their new home, they follow a path they find that have little bells with symbols, and they follow them. It starts to rain and they fall into a deep cave. It's dark and they can't find their way out. They run out of water while they're trapped and find a small pool. Tim drinks, Millie refuses. That's the beginning of their body horror nightmare. They escape, but the effects linger. Limbs stick. Bodies move unnaturally. And Tim is pulled towards Millie in lots of ways, which are so cool. The first major moment of the horror is when their lips are fused, and then it just carries on. There is a bathroom scene where it's just amazing, and while they're having sex, their bodies fuse and they have to tear themselves apart. Ouch. The sound design is like amazing. It's screaming with gross sounds, squelches that make it just unforgettable. All while they're trying to keep quiet. It's a very intense scene. With bad internet, Tim goes on social media to find out about the missing couple. He discovers that Simon and Kerry are missing, and we're looking at their pictures on Facebook, see some photos with the bells in the background, the same ones as they saw on the way to the well in the ground. They had also fallen victim to the same fate when he returns to the cave and finds them practically fused together as a gruesome humanoid from where one half is already dead. Jamie, the neighbour, appears to be smiling, unsettling figure. He reveals that he was also fused and preaches of the gospel of wholeness and tries to convince Millie to complete the fusion ritual. This is where the stakes become both physical and emotional, and the couple must choose whether to resist or to embrace their bodies from being together. One of the final parts is the most weirdest moments in horror. Tim and Millie accept their fate and they put on the Spice Girls to become one and slow dance as their bodies fully fuse. Skin stretches, veins twist, their faces blur, horrific and weirdly romantic. When Millie's parents arrive, they are greeted by a weird AI person, but it's meant to be both of them as one, and the fusion is completed. The horror is resolved, but it's what is left lingering in your mind it's a weird one. It's shocking, disturbing, but underneath all of the slime, the fused flesh and the terrifying things that happened, trauma and human connection. It's a story of love, grief, trauma and human connection. Tim and Millie aren't just facing supernatural curse, they are confronting ways of grief that distance can warp in relationships. Their bodies literally betray them, which makes the horror emotional as well as physical. The cursed cave water is more than a plot, it's a metaphor for temptation. Drinking it triggers the fusion, just as ignoring emotion, wounds or refusing will bind people together in ways that are impossible to untangle. Even Jamie the neighbour embodies the dark side of obsession, the idea that being one is ultimate happiness even at the cost of identity. Symbolism is everywhere in this movie. We have the cave, there's hidden trauma, the unknown, the lurking between the service of life. Then the fused dogs at the beginning that give you that whole feeling of knowing that something strange is going to happen in this movie and what's to come. The pain of unresolved trauma is present. And then, oh, my little dark friends, there's that revolting moment when the hair gets stuck in his mouth. He's gagging and choking, trying not to spit out while he's fused, and it's absolutely disgusting in the best way possible. It's one of those small everyday horrors twisted into something monstrous. We all have a stray hair in our mouth before, but this was like the nightmare version of it, multiplied by wet, sticky, and grossness. The final slow dance is a grotesque metaphor for love, overcoming fear and embracing the change even though it's horrible and horrifying. The camera often frames the couple in tender, intimate ways, even when their bodies twist into nightmare shapes. That tension between beauty and horror is what makes it stand out in modern body horror. Okay, I want to talk about like the things that I really enjoy while I'm watching a horror movie, and that is makeup and FX. Okay, now let's talk about the magic behind the horror, what blew me away, and how the FX team didn't just force obvious gore, the blood, the torn skin, the fused torsos and things like that. The hair gag scene, you can almost taste the disgust while watching it. The way the actor sells it by spitting and coughing will make you feel that same dry heave on your own throat. It's genius level gross out horror.
We had the full recreation of Dave's head and torso so that we could shove hair down its throat for one shot.
The hair gag is hair extensions that are stuck to Allison's hair that are then sort of glued to like Invisalign mouthpiece that Dave is. I remember giving Dave a direction after one take saying, hey, that's good. I don't know that we need all the dry retching gagging. I think that's too much. And he just said like, that wasn't acting, and then put it back in. It was just going so hard. I'm really, really proud of that one.
Practical effects are incredible. Prosthetics, slime, and rigs make the fusion believable. Bathroom stall fusion, stretchable prosthetic, wet slime, and ripping effects.
Larry, our prosthetics guy, is the unsung hero of this movie.
Larry had just come off of Furiosa, and then he was like, yeah, I'll do this weird little thing that you guys are doing.
We talked a lot with Michael Shanks about the balance of practical effects versus VFX. And we all felt strongly about using a healthy amount of practical effects. For body horror specifically, it's like a cornerstone of the genre. I think it's weirder and it's more exciting to see it. And these days, getting to have a blend of the two is really nice.
Another great reason to rely on practical and prosthetic effects is you get to take some of them home. I have a completely realistic Dave Franco from like bust and face screaming drilled into the wall of my home office. I have no idea how he feels about it.
Torso prosthetic. Dave Franco's torso allowed close-up of veins, torn skin and muscle movement. The final slow dance, full body rigs and facial blending for horror, tenderness. Even the fused dogs are horrifying, believable. Sound designs amplifies even the squelch and tear and scream. The best part, the actors still look human, terrified. Weak, which makes it truly effective. Here's the thing, if you think prosthetics are just for fun, this movie will change your mind. Every squelch, every rip, you will feel it. It's almost too real in a horrifying way. Okay, next I want to talk about my favourite parts, because like this movie is just so good. Okay, Personally, I think this movie is one of the best movies of this year. Dogs fusing together, shocking, terrifying, unforgettable. The school bathroom scene was freaky, gruesome, and strangely intimate. Bells in the forest, supple, creepy, haunting. The Spice Girls in the final part, brilliantly, darkly, romantic, and horrifying. After seeing Substance earlier this year, I can safely say I'm officially a fan of body horror, and the combination of the equal depth and gruesome visuals and the terrifying FX makes together unforgettable. And I laughed, I cringed, I smirked, and I loved every second of this. And I can't recommend it enough. So if you do get a chance, please go and check out this movie. It's so good. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, follow, and obey. And I'll see you next time in the Dungeon of Terror. Goodbye. Bye.
Please don't reset your TV, phone, or computer. What you're about to hear and see might shock you. It might make you think or feel something chilling. You might encounter the weird, maybe strange, perhaps even nasty. But you're now entering the Dungeon of Terror. The place where you can't escape.